Hello, my name is Justin Lyle, and ever since I grew ears, I have loved music. Rock, indie, rap, I love it all. But on that solemn day of May 19th, 2009, musicians big and small fell silent. The greatest threat to the music industry had been unleashed. The hit Fox TV series Glee aired its first episode. The state of music and of the world would never be the same. Glee quickly became a musical comedy phenomena that took the world by storm. Testing, 1, 2, 3. What's your name?
Robin Strunk,
And what's your favorite Glee song?
The Time Warp.
Ooh, okay. What's your name?
Sonia Stillwell.
And what's your favorite Glee song?
It's gotta be I Bust the Windows Out Your Car when Mercedes sings it. Another good choice is the rendition of Creep by Radiohead.
Several songs have been featured on the Billboard Hot 100. It has informed several pop culture moments like TikTok sounds, and even has a whole episode of The Office dedicated to it. How would musicians ever rest with Blaine Anderson taking their songs and performing them better, and having the whole Broadway catalog belted by Rachel Berry and almost belted by Kurt Hummel? Rappers, for one, would actually be fine, as their main competition was Will Schuester and Artie, who, honestly, I hoped would stop singing every time they opened their damn mouths. But together, let's go through the Glee cast discography bit by bit, ranking the songs along the way. Before we begin, we must discuss the necessary criteria for ranking a Glee song. First, we must consider the cultural impact of the song. How dramatically did the song shift the socioeconomic climate of the United States and the world? Secondly, we must consider the unironic value of the song. Although many of the songs are funny like Trouty Mouth, we must rank the songs on the genuine ability to be a song you would listen to outside of the show. Third is sing-along ability. Can you sing along to the song, and is it catchy? Fourth, we must consider the vocal display of the song. How good is the singing? This category is mostly used to balance out the next category, which is character likability. Is the character likable? For example, I hate Rachel Berry with all my being, so her low rating in this category will be balanced out by the previous one. Last but not least, we have the performance quality. Even the worst song can be elevated by great performance. Songs performed in the choir room in the show will suffer in this category because, let's face it, they're not that interesting. Now, without further ado, let's get to the ranking. Alright, so this ranking list is not a numerical ranking, but a tier ranking because it's easier. These are ranked on a scale from S to D, with D being absolute, excuse my French, dookie, and S being absolute musical gold. We will start at the bottom and work up, but before we begin, I have a disclaimer. I do not have the time to rank the entire Glee discography because I have a life. So these are just some highlights. If you're upset that your favorite Glee cover is not on this list, I'm sorry, but maybe reflect inward and consider why you're upset about that. Alright, let's get going. Starting with D tier, we have some songs that I wish had never entered my eardrums, but no matter how hard I try, I can never get rid of their haunting grip. So, for the sake of time and the sake of sparing you from sparing you all from dwelling on these jokes of quote-unquote music, I'm going to quickly run through these songs. First up is Blackbird. This is a song by Kurt Hummel when Kurt had to take care of a bird, and when it died under his care, he sang this song. Even though it's supposed to be emotional, I think it was an insult to the Beatles, and also an insult to anybody with ears who has ever existed. Second is Touch Me. I never want to see Will Schuester, the Glee teacher, and Emma, the school counselor, have sexual relations again, much less any sexual relations ever after this. This song made me become a champion of abstinence. It's absolutely foul. I can't. Goodbye. Next is Empire State of Mind. Self-explanatory if you've seen the show. Next is Defying Gravity, a musical battle between Kurt and Rachel, which was supposed to be epic, but just wasn't. No thank you. Now we have Like a Virgin, another instance of Glee's obsession with Emma and Mr. Schuester getting it on. No ma'am. Next is Gangnam Style. I think this rendition of this song actually violates the Geneva Convention. It's a crime against humanity and must be deleted from music streaming services immediately. Thank you. Finally, we have Bills. Blaine thought he did something when he sang the song. He did, but he did not at all. It is an insult to Destiny's Child, and I'm so sorry that Beyonce had to have this exist. No ma'am. Now for C tier. These songs are mediocre, disposable, dispensable. You get it. First is Run Joey Run. Now, this song is absolutely terrible on all accounts. I hate it so much. If I had an F tier, the song would be on there. However, did this impact of making everyone in America close their eyes, wishing it would stop. This song has united all the world powers under one shared hatred of it. Thus, it ranks very high on the cultural impact scale, sadly. This is why it is C tier. Next is Not the Boy Next Door. This one is mid. Next is New York State of Mind. The singing is good, and it welcomes Marley as the new Rachel, but besides that, it doesn't have a lot going for it. Next is B tier. We're finally getting into the good territory, guys. First is Toxic. The performance is amazing, and it's Toxic, which is a classic, so, you know. Next is Jar of Hearts. This is the only time I felt something, basically any emotion towards Rachel. Maybe sympathy, maybe not, I don't know. And the fact that this song brought that out of me is very admirable. So good job, Glee. Next is Dream On. There's a part where Neil Patrick Harris gets on the floor and belts for almost too long, but it works. Maybe because it's Neil Patrick Harris, I don't know. But Mr. Schuster is also there, so that's why it's, B tier. Last is Hopelessly Devoted to You. Blaine had no reason for being this dramatic in this song. It was a little bit embarrassing, but it was also a good song, so, All right, so the ranking is almost over. Don't worry. We've arrived at A tier. These songs are amazing and only dare make S because they can't compete with the absolute bops up there. First is Singing in the Rain / Umbrella, simply because of the fact that it's a mashup of two completely different genres that I never thought would work, but somehow it does. Next is I'm a Slave for You, in which Britney S. Pierce of the Glee Club performed Britney Spears perfectly while under anesthesia at the dentist because she had cavities on every tooth because she does not know how to do hygiene, which is kind of gross, but whatever. Also, the dentist was John Stamos. So, need I say more? Next is Seasons of Love. The song is actually sad because it was an episode honoring Corey Monteith after he passed away. And it's honestly just a great performance and a great homage to Rent, which is where the song came from. Next is Telephone, originally by Lady Gaga. This song is sung when Rachel finds out a character has more singing talent than her, and then she ends up sending her to an active crack house instead of telling her the real address for their auditions, which is absolutely insane. Next is Time Warp. This song almost redeemed Glee for what they did to Rocky Horror with Touch Me. Almost, keyword almost, okay? Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. S tier, yeah. These songs are absolutely beautiful. A Little Blessing from Jesus. Beautiful. First, we have Don't Rain on My Parade. Now, I'm not talking about the original performance. I'm talking about the Niata audition rendition of the song. This is the first instance in which Rachel was humbled, and Whoopi Goldberg really told her like it is. Seeing Rachel's dreams and college prospects wrecked in front of her eyes gave me so much satisfaction. Oh my god. Okay. Next up is Creep. I never thought that Glee would cover Radiohead, much less upstage Tom York himself on his own track. But Rachel Berry saw that bridge and did what she needed to do, okay? Sorry, Tom. She ate you up. You're done. Now is Back to Black. Santana and Amy Winehouse. Killer combo, enough said. Now is Dog Days Are Over. This song was sung, I believe, after the Glee Club won their first regionals, and it's really just a beautiful rendition of the song. I love it. Next is Survivor / I Will Survive. This performance is great and a great mashup. I am still upset to this day that the New Directions won over this with their terrible renditions of Michael Jackson songs. It actually pisses me off, like I'm not even kidding. Anyways, next is Valerie. Once again, Santana and Amy Winehouse. Need I say more? She ate it up. Now is If I Die Young. This song is also a memoriam of Finn after he passed away, and is legitimately just a beautiful song. Next is Smooth Criminal. This song is legit better than the original. It changed the trajectory of my life. Sorry, Michael Jackson, but you cannot do it like Santana and that one guy, I forgot his name, did. Okay? Sorry. Next is Cough Syrup. Not only is the song better than the original, but it's also out of pocket. Blaine sings the song while Kurt's homophobic bully, who is himself gay, tries to, And yeah, that really happened. It was actually insane. Next is Somewhere Only We Know. Everybody and their mother knows this version, and for good reason. It's one of the most popular Glee songs ever. Next. Bohemian Rhapsody. This song is great. It's performed by an opponent of the Glee Club while a member of the Glee Club, Quinn, gives birth. And what makes it better is that the birth matches up with the lyrics of the song. So she said, "Let me go," while Vocal Adrenaline does so on stage. It's beautiful and horrifying and just so insane. Next. Finally, the wait is over. We've arrived at the top of the list. So the question is, Justin, what's the best Glee song in their entire discography? The answer is simple. It's Bust Your Windows. Yup. Mercedes actually fell in love with Kurt, who, let's face it, isn't exactly the most straight appearing person. And when she found out he didn't like her and that he had a crush on someone else who, by the way, she still thinks is another girl, she throws a rock through his window and proceeds to perform one of the most dramatic and delusional performances in Glee history. This song defined what Glee would become from an early point in the show and is memorable to everyone who watched Glee, even those who quit after the first season. So thank you for listening to me express my opinions on the discography of one of my favorite and frankly least favorite shows of all time. Overall, I give the Glee soundtrack a 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you, and I'll see you next time, though I doubt I'll ever do something like this again. Goodbye.